Hey YouTube, today I'm just going to give you a run through of my new dual Lido 120. I'll give you my top 3 things that I really appreciate about the aquarium and then go into some more detail afterwards and walk you through all of the stuff that you get with the kit. So right out of the bag, my first thing that I really appreciate is the light. You get two 12 watt LED strip lights. One's a daylight, one's a nature light, one's sort of a cooler white, one's a warmer white spectrum. What I've managed to do is compare this to the Fluval Aqua Sky because I've also purchased one of these for the tank. The one thing that it doesn't do is sort of that ramp up and control aspect that you get on some of the Fluval stuff. But when you compare the brightness, it's a lot brighter, and rightly so. The Fluval, I think, is only 15 watts, whereas these total 24 in total with that. So yeah, you get a really good bright light with that, but you might want to consider some kind of control unit for that. Or definitely put it on a timer at least. Second thing I do love about this tank is the footprint. So 41 centimetres deep and 61 centimetres wide, and I believe it's 58 centimetres high. It gives you probably one of the best footprints for a 60 centimetre wide-ish, like a 2-foot tank. That extra depth and height gives you much more volume in your aquarium to keep a better variety of fish, give you some more escaping potential, and yeah, really make use of that 60 centimetres that you've got if you've got a compact space at home, if you're a bit limited on space. The third thing is then just the build quality overall. I think the aesthetics and build quality of this is a German built tank, and it's got really clean edges, simple, and that's all you kind of really want for displaying your fish and any aquascape that you've made. So walking from the top down, like I said, you've got the light system, twin lights on there. The kind of thing that they could have looked at improving is the control unit is housed in a kind of box that sits right in the middle of the tank. Now if you were looking to add, like I was, the Fluval unit and hoping to attach that to that, because it's quite a deep box, you can't really do that because it would be too close to the water. I've literally cut out some Perspex and silicone that to the back of one of the hood kind of covers, the hood covers. So you can then stick the suckers to the Perspex, because obviously this rough edge, it doesn't really adhere to that. But overall, like I said earlier, really bright and look a really good spectrum of colour in the aquarium. So the filter on this tank is a Bioflow M. Joule have been using these for years. They're a pretty good design. Some of them I think they questionably add to aquarium, like the Rio 240 that I've got downstairs uses exactly the same filter arrangement. One thing I always find difficult is how the whole thing works. I never quite understood that until I really looked at it today. So this is the one that's taken out of the other M from my Rio, because I use an external filter on that, because I really do think that's not a big enough filter for a tank of that size. But the key thing to look at is this central tube here. It's a sealed kind of tube, and you put your pump in the top here. Once the pump's in there, it takes water up through this tube and then out of the aquarium. To pull the water through, this whole plate sits inside the box. So you have on one side all your filter pads and your media, and then on the other you have your heater and the pump system. So the flow of water all comes through the filter pads at the top, but it's got 2 routes to get there. One's up through past the heater, and then the other is directly from the front of the tank. And that allows obviously the flow of water to go past the heater and ensure that you're getting some heating in the tank. What I've actually done, because the way that it's drawn through is in 2 sections, either at the bottom or in the middle. So you get a faster flow here and a shorter flow here, because this is dividing the whole box up in 2. So what I've actually done is I've blocked this hole up with some Perspex and silicone and drilled a bigger hole in the bottom. So that ensures that all the water and flow goes all the way down to the bottom of the filter, hits all of my filter media at the bottom, and then gets drawn back up through the filter. I have put all in the bottom BioHome Ultimate. It's from Filter Pro UK. I've got videos on BioHome Ultimate. It's a great filter media to get a full cycle. I've never had any nitrate problems in my tank. So if you're interested in getting some filter media and knowing more about that, then go check out Pongru's videos. He's got his own channel. And like I say, Filter Pro UK sell that. finally for the tank, the heater that you get supplied with it is a 100-watt heater. It's pretty efficient for something of this size, that once you've got your escape in there, it's probably about 100 litres of water, more than adequate for that. It's got a small dial on top to change the temperature, which I always find quite fiddly when you're trying to set the right temperature. But we'll see how that goes once I've got this filled with water. Hopefully it won't be too bad. The last part, just the cabinet. So in the cabinet, you've got a removable shelf. You don't have to use it. If you wanted to put a large external filter in there, you can take the shelf off. The other potential with the removable shelf and complete open space is a sump arrangement. So if you wanted a small kind of marine tank on this, there's no real reason why you couldn't convert that bottom section into a refugium and sump and all of that kind of external filtration. For this though, I don't want any of the pipes coming out of the tank. I just wanted it very clean around the back because of how you could see it around the house when you walk in upstairs. So I'm just sticking with the internal filter for now. I might look to upgrade that later. Hopefully you found this video useful if you're considering buying a dual Lido aquarium. To be honest, a lot of this stuff is interchangeable with the Rio range as well. So if you're looking at one of those, this is literally a half size of the Rio 240 that I've got downstairs. I don't think you're going to regret the purchase. This is my second tank, like I said, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. So if you want to see some more content about this tank, please hit that subscribe button. And to my subscribers, all I can say is thank you for sticking in there. I know I haven't made content for ages. My Rio 240 has literally just been ticking over. It's been a great display tank and I haven't made many changes to it, so I just haven't had any interesting content to make. But hopefully now I've got this tank, I'm going to be stocking it with some Acaras, some electric blue Acara. I've wanted to keep them for ages, ever since I've had smiling Acaras. Some barbs as well in the foreground, you know, probably seven odd barbs, and then try and find a bit of a fancy pattern pleque, and that's it. Keep it really simple in this tank, fill it up with a couple of plants later in the week, and get the stocking sorted. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be speaking to you soon.